Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I've been going through a series about unsuccessful people, habits of unsuccessful people who never move forward in life from a hackspirit.com article. I am applying it to dating, romance, finding a wife. Some of these points really stick out to me, and some of these points probably stick out to you. So leave a comment. If you're married to a Filipina or you're in a relationship with one, let me know if you had to deal with any of these things. I'm not listing them all here. I'm going through one video at a time, but you can catch these videos if I title them well for you. If you're looking for a Filipina, but you've got some reservations, possibly you'll find yourself in one of these 10 points. This one today is about fearing criticism. And you can surely agree that someone that fears criticism is probably going to be unsuccessful in life and never move forward. Not everybody is going to agree with you, and you don't have to please everybody. According to this article here, by the way, please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea and leave a comment. People who fail to advance in life often fear criticism. They see critical feedback not as a tool for growth, but as a personal attack. This fear causes them to avoid situations where they may be critiqued, limiting their opportunities for learning and improvement. Fear of criticism isn't just about being sensitive. It's about letting others' opinions hinder their personal development and success. Constructive criticism is crucial for personal growth. It helps identify areas for improvement and fosters a mindset of continuous learning. Unfortunately, those who remain stuck in life often overlook this fact. They avoid criticism at all costs, failing to understand that without feedback, they're likely to continue repeating their unsuccessful habits. Now, this is about constructive criticism. I am going to focus mostly on the naysayers, the criticism of people who hear that you're interested in a woman from the Philippines and ram all kinds of criticisms to that idea down your throat. Maybe you already have a relationship and they're criticizing you for it, telling you how it's going to end up, telling you you're nuts. The criticism that I found that you should be aware of was after I married my wife and after I came back from that wonderful vacation in May of 2015, higher than a kite, higher than the 38,000 feet the plane went to get me to the Philippines and back. As I heard some people weren't real fond of what I did. Why, I don't know. Maybe they didn't like that, I'm older than my wife. Maybe they didn't like that I went that far away to find somebody. Does it really matter? I mostly felt the criticism, self-criticism of not doing what I knew I should do. That's to find a wife. To do whatever I had to do within reason. Marrying a woman from the Philippines is certainly reasonable. People have been doing it for forever. You can still find a great wife there, or I wouldn't be having this channel, Love Beyond the Sea. But not everybody is going to be a fan of this, but not all of the reasons or criticisms are the same. As I've talked about in some videos about listening to your family, your family knows you better than anyone, and they may come across something, a blind spot of yours that it would do well to listen to them. Just hear them out. You don't have to do what they say, but if they say, hey, watch out for this or that, or I don't know, whatever they say, don't be afraid to hear them out. It'll respect them that you listen to what they have to say. But when people are against you because, well, you're just silly, you're getting scammed, she won't love you, she's going to leave you. They somehow know this because they read somewhere that it's happened before. And it has, but you could put any country, any woman from any country in there. But criticism The fear of criticism can be very stifling and paralyzing. And the criticism here I'm looking at is others' view that you've given up. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're looking for a younger woman thousands of miles away that doesn't love you, doesn't care about you, isn't going to stay with you. Well, nobody wants to hear that. Is that true? Is that the way it always works out? No, I don't think that's how it always works out. But if you're afraid of others' opinions that are critical of yours, you're going to have to face it. And you really, if you can't face it, then you're not ready to look for a wife in the Philippines. If you think it's the right thing to do, you have to stick to your guns. Because if you doubt what you're doing, then how is your Filipino wife going to feel about that? She wants to know that you wanted her above all else, the other women, and that you're all into her. She doesn't want to marry someone that's ashamed that he married her, is second guessing himself over marrying her, gets overly sensitive with other people, defending his choice of marrying her. You have to learn how to deal with the criticism. It really does go with the territory of marrying a Filipina. And if you're thinking, well, I can't go looking for a Filipina, how am I going to hide that? I got to tell my boss I'm going to the Philippines. Well, what are you going to the Philippines for? The only people I know that go to the Philippines to go look for women, or only losers go look to the Philippines for a wife. And I guess you have to have some thick skin, but you have to focus on what you need and go about it the right way to find somebody. You only lose if you don't try. And if criticism of others from others is going to keep you from looking for what you need, then that's just a bad attitude, and that will keep you alone, whether it's the workforce or anything else in life. We can't be afraid of, yes, constructive criticism is good, but as far as the criticism of your whole decision to look for a wife in another country, you just have to be able to defend it. If you can't defend it to yourself, you're certainly not going to be defending it to others. All you have to do is say, look, I understand you don't like what I'm doing, but I think that's because you don't understand why I did it. I found a perfectly good woman, and we're going to have a good relationship because we're going to work hard at it, and I'm not going to be alone. Many people have done this. I'm going to try to learn from them, learn from the culture, learn about my wife, be the best husband that I can be, and I'm not going to be alone anymore. And lots of people find wives in other countries. I don't know if it's more popular now than ever, but it doesn't mean you're a loser if you look for a wife in the Philippines. It means you still care about yourself, and that you're going to give a woman somewhere the opportunity to marry you. So don't get frozen by the criticism of others. You're going to hear it if you find love beyond the sea.